I'm not matching profiles, I'm matching people.
How far are you willing to go to become you? I'm asked that same question every morning. The connection has been lost to each other and to ourselves. Toxicity continues to rise while self-worth continues to fall. This was created out of sheer necessity, the desire to create change and curve the culture back to connection. My journey has rerouted my idea of who I'm becoming. Connection begins within, continues outward. Love you, then love me, in that order. If I'm about to get uncomfortable, then so are you. I'm learning who I am. Now I want to get to know you. Connection over convenience.
Have my yogurt.
Pea protein?
Yeah, pea protein. Not like urine.
No, I got you, but I'm trying to figure out why would that be
I don't know.
integrated with the granola? Would you like it?
Yeah, it's I mean, it's peanut butter, so it's delicious, you know.
Hold on, pea like green peas?
I think so, yeah.
With peanut butter and granola?
Right. But you don't see the peas or like taste them. Or
Then what was...
It's just called pea protein or something.
Have you actually checked the ingredients? Is it actually in it?
No, never.
So you have no fucking idea.
Never looked at it. Yeah. I don't care.
Fucking
I figure it's Trader Joe's. It's got to be halfway.
Yeah.
You know.
We should go to Trader Joe's right now.
We should.
Luke, you want to take the camera? We'll go to Trader Joe's. Are we recording this whole time?
Yes.
Nice.
Honestly,
Yeah.
that sounds really good even though it's that far away, but yeah, definitely bring it closer.
Oh, okay.
How's mine?
Yours sounds good, as long
Okay.
as you're facing him talking.
I don't have to be closer? Because usually I put the thing right in my face, but...
As long as you're facing him, it sounds great.
Okay. So you fucked up the whole podcast already.
Because the mic's too far away.
Yeah. Oh, we gotta adjust that.
No, I got it. Hey, look, I can.
Fucking high maintenance gas.
I know what to do.
I think it's just the cord pulling it through.
Oh, probably. Yeah.
Put that on the other side, maybe.
There you go. Yeah.
This
I got it. I'm gonna.
this thing here
I gotta see what's turning. Yeah. Here we go. There we go.
from a drummer. Like I have no fucking idea.
Yeah.
The drummer always got something to say.
Yeah, I was a singer in a band for a while. I should know how to work one of these things.
It's funny because I think that's what it was.
Yeah, it was that.
It's totally that.
Yeah. It was it. Until that part, sometimes that one breaks, and then you're just turning it.
Yeah.
And it doesn't do anything.
Why are mic stands so complicated? They break. You tight them forever, but they don't tighten.
Right. I don't know. So you have to buy another one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Can't make anything that lasts nowadays. That's not good product recidivism or whatever.
Hey, hold on, let me look that one up.
Repeat customer. I don't know.
So, cheers.
Cheers.
Welcome to XXO podcast.
Well, thanks for having me.
My guest, Matt Chirdon, who, before you got here, I was trying to figure out how long I've known you for.
That's
And I figured it out. Do you know?
yeah, I'm pretty sure I know.
What do you know? What is it?
I mean, I'm 41 now. Are we talking years? Or are we talking?
Because
You could say it's my whole life almost, right?
it is almost.
Yeah.
Instead of years, let's do from a school standpoint. What grade do you think?
I'm pretty sure we were in pre-K together.
Was it Village Co-op on Garden
On
Street?
Garden Street?
Fuck. I had us for kindergarten, so we known each other even more. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Luke, I don't know if you can see this. I had to figure this out. And so I have a picture of you and I in kindergarten.
No way.
Yeah.
Like an actual candid shot?
No. So a couple
or
of
was it
years
like
ago,
a class picture?
it's a class picture, and it's funny. You and I are in the exact. We're in the top row.
Yeah.
On either side, and there's nobody else in this row except for the principal and the teacher, and you and I are featured. Hold on.
So it probably caused some kind of trouble, so they had to put us.
Luke, I
next.
don't know if you can get this one or you go see it, but Matt, you got to see this too.
Put it on the screen afterwards.
Okay.
You could edit it in.
See that one in the top row? Oh, you're on that side, I'm on that side.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Not crazy?
That is crazy.
Kindergarten.
That's a long time. Yeah, and then I'm pretty sure we were in pre-K on that place. That place on Garden Street.
Yep.
I think, yeah.
A place with like a little tree house way. Remember that?
Yeah, it had that tree house in the play yard.
Those things anymore.
So I barely remember that place.
It was a
but
brown building. A
Yeah.
brown, like the almost like that Cape Cod style. Like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, the building's still there, I think. Yeah. But
So that would be, we were before 5,
Four or
4
5.
years old. Yeah,
Yeah,
and you're 41.
36.
Let me do my Farmington High School math on that. It's a lot of fucking years, right?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's a long time, yeah. Longer than I've known most people.
Yeah.
Than
I don't think I've
most-
known anybody longer than you then.
Yeah.
Like maybe my parents, right?
Yeah, my parents,
Yeah.
my brothers.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's it.
You know, a few other people, yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Long time. But that's good, man, you know? There's history there. It can be good. Oh, it's going to be bad, but
It could be. No, it's good.
yeah, it is good.
It's great.
Yeah.
So welcome to the podcast.
Well, thanks for
Yeah,
having
I guess we already started the podcast
Yeah.
about 25 minutes ago.
me.
Without realizing
just sitting here
you're fucking bullshit.
recording us shooting the shit. Yeah.
Luke, we're good, right? We're good.
All right.
All right.
Yeah. Sweet. So, what's this podcast all
I
about?
have no idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Just getting into it?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
I think it started back in, I want to say like December-ish,
Right.
and I was like, I want to change the dating relationship culture.
Sure.
Like I was online dating for years, and I finally, like, it's just not what it is.
Yeah.
What it used to be, and the culture's just changed.
It's got to be tough, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't know about it.
You didn't have to go through it.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
I've been married going on. I should know this.
We'll edit it.
Uh-oh.
Just kidding.
Uh-oh. No, 06 I got married, I think.
06.
So, yeah, 13, going on, be 13 years in December, so I don't even know if, iPhones and apps probably weren't even in 06. They were probably just coming out, I think.
Yeah.
But
So you're lucky you didn't have to. I mean, that's cool.
didn't have to deal with that. I mean, there's been online dating since the 90s or whatever, but...
Yeah, but it's nothing like it is now.
Right, well, with the apps. I mean, the only thing I know about it really is, like, I have friends who, use Tinder to have one-night stands, and they just end up with STDs.
It's perfect, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
you do a swipe and you get an STD.
Yeah.
It's as easy as that.
Swipe left, yeah. Right.
It's good.
Yeah. Now getting rid of it is just as easy as
Yeah.
as getting it. Or whatever. Getting it, I guess. If it's only gonorrhea, I guess.
I don't know how this works.
Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
What a fucking crazy world. I'm so glad you didn't have to deal with it.
Yeah, I can't imagine. I don't.
You're in the minority, though.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know.
I would think so. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a $1 billion a year industry. $1 billion a year industry.
Right.
Online dating. It's like a casino. It's a dependency. It's an addiction.
Yeah. Like now, does that, like, when you say online dating, are you talking like Tinder, Hinge,
Yep.
like all the apps
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff?
the apps,
and,
yep,
Right.
yep.
Right. Because
Match, Tinder.
coming up, I mean, there was like eHarmony, right, or whatever, and then like one other one. I forget what it was. Those first ones that were called from, like, back when they had chat rooms and stuff, like on AOL and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? I'm dating myself here, but like they only had a few of them, and then it was like a dirty word, online dating. People were, like, weird about it back in the day. Now it's what you do.
This is what you do.
Yeah. And that's so bizarre. Well, I saw the other podcast you had recorded, and when you were talking about like the instant gratification and the number of likes and all that stuff, it's bizarre.
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
It's a dependency. Like, it's an
Right.
addiction. Like, people don't want to actually meet, or they don't want to. Maybe they think they do, but they don't really have any. They don't want to be in a relationship.
Right.
So waste everybody's time for all these people who do. And they get,
Right.
like, stuck in the system.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they don't. Then they get turned off. They get pissed off.
Right.
They come off the sites, and then they, well, let me give it another try. They go back on, and the same thing happens. They waste their time. And there's all these people who, there's all these people who want to stay in there and do the STD thing. The one night stands. But there's a lot of people who actually want a relationship.
Yeah.
And there's no alternative.
Right.
So that's kind of how this thing started.
Wow. There's no alternative.
There's
Except
not.
for like good old fashioned like human interaction. Right?
Imagine that. What the fuck is that?
Meeting somebody
Yeah.
in the store, right?
Imagine actually meeting somebody.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't.
Like something
I mean, you
meaningful.
don't. I don't know how you talk to strangers anymore in today's world.
It's
like
yeah.
people look at like you know, you say hello to somebody and they look at you like you're crazy.
Yeah.
You know,
Or you're like, you want something, or you
right. Well,
try to sell them something.
yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm just
that's-
saying hello. You know?
Yeah. Well, and that's how I look at people too.
Yeah.
Why are you talking to me? Like, what are you trying to give me? I don't want what you're selling. Because it does seem that way.
We
right?
have this expectation.
Bombarded. Yeah.
Both on both sides. That expectation that, like, for somebody, if they're saying hi to me, that they must want something in return.
Right.
Or the vice versa. If I'm saying hi, it's because I want something in return.
Right.
It's not the case.
Right.
It doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be the case. Right. Right. Which is a shame, man.
We're broken.
Yeah.
We're fucked.
Yeah. We are. We are fucked. It's a broken society.
It is.
It's divided. You know, big time.
Yeah.
It's sad, dude. You know.
It's like the laundry.
Yeah.
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 It's divided.
Right. I do mine.
She does hers.
She does hers.
Yeah. Hold on, where do the kids' laundry fall?
That's all her.
Oh, so they're okay. Oh, that's because you go do the grocery shop.
Because I do the groceries. Yeah.
I got you.
Or, I mean, or however you want to say it. Like I handle mainly I handle the money in the house, right?
Okay.
So, not like I'm in charge of,
You pay the bills.
yeah.
I
I handle paying the bills, making sure the mortgage is paid, all that,
Yeah.
keep track of, our savings, our finances. And she literally has nothing to do with it. I mean,
Yeah.
She's got to pay the sitter or whatever and stuff like that. But yeah, I make sure all the bills are paid.
Do you guys do like separate accounts? Do you have a joint account? Do you have multiple accounts? How does that work?
We have multiple accounts.
Like
So
you have yours, she has hers. You guys have a joint.
we
That's-
have two separate checking accounts and then a joint savings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
And
fascinated by this. Like,
yeah. No, yeah.
I think it's a good idea.
yeah. Yeah, it's a good idea.
You still have you. Like,
It's
have
more of a
sense
hassle for me. I'd rather have a joint checking account
Yeah.
where we get paid
Yep.
and then everything comes out of there.
Because you have to.
Yeah, because now I have two accounts that I'm paying stuff out of. Like if it's like her credit card, like I'm paying it out of her checking account. But if like I'm constantly moving money around because like the mortgage comes out of my account.
Yeah.
But like I'll be paying a bunch of bills out of my account, so my account is down, so I need to take money from her account and put it into my account.
Yeah.
Or then if I'm paying bills out of her, I gotta switch from savings to her account, and it's this constant struggle of dealing with money. It's like a lot more stressful than it has to be.
Yeah.
You
I'm exhausted. Listen, like.
Yeah.
Because at first, like 2 minutes ago or a minute ago, I thought it sounded like a great idea. 'Cause there's this sense of independence.
Right.
Like.
Yeah.
I
she gets out of it, so I'm happy to give her that.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, what I think is like, because, and I've talked about this, and I talked about this in my first podcast too, but attachment. Like I had some attachment issues where I would,
Sure.
like I would be so into the person I was with that I would like just give all of me, and then there would, you kind of forget who you actually are. And like I'm a firm believer now in 3 relationships within one.
Yeah.
Like she lives her own life, I live my own life, and then we live a life together.
Yeah.
So I understand the sense of independence, but I'm exhausted thinking about those moving around bank accounts.
Yeah.
Like it's like
Moving money around.
Yeah.
Constantly. It's a hassle. Total hassle.
So the more I'm thinking, like the grocery thing is easy.
Yeah.
This is hard.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, I've got it down to a science where.
But do you? Like
Yeah.
whose penny is like going, like does it come down to that?
No.
No, okay.
No.
So it's not like down to like the molecular level of like, DNA testing of whose penny is where.
Right. No.
Yeah, okay.
No, we're not getting that. I'm not. No.
I'm at the banker.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I should have gone into banking. Right.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's nothing like that. It doesn't get that involved. We're not that like crazy about our finances or our money or who's making what. Yeah. It's like where I've got to account for everything. It's just like, hey, I pulled some money out of your account because the mortgage was going out. She's like, okay.
Yeah.
And then she's like, I paid so and so with a check. I'm like, all right, I'll make sure there's money in there. Quit using your checks.
Yeah. Do you guys still
No.
use checks?
Yeah, my wife does.
She likes checks.
Yeah.
How old is she? She's 42?
42, yeah, 42. She's a year older than me. Yeah.
She likes checks.
Birthday. She uses it, again, it's weird, like, saying, like, as a matter of convenience, because it seems like such an old-fashioned way
Yeah.
of paying for things, but she's kind of a bit old-fashioned that way, like checkbook.
Yeah.
You know? Her mom taught her how to balance a checkbook at some point.
I like that, though.
And then,
I kind of like that.
right. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
but it also, instead of like constantly carrying cash, like if you go, like say we have to pay the sitter, so we have a girl come in the morning to put our daughters on the bus,
Yeah.
and we have to pay her. Now at the end of the week, say we have to pay her like $75 or something, right? She gets like $25 a day or whatever. I don't know. She's there 3 days out of the week, or so $75 at the end of the week. You pay her on Friday, right? But my wife, she goes to the ATM, right? You don't take out $75.
No, it has to be $80.
You take out $80
because it's in $20 increments.
And if you're taking out $80, you might as well take out $100, right?
Yeah, yeah.
The weekend's coming up, but so if you take out $100 and you pay the sitter $75,
but you can't pay her $75,
right?
because you're gonna pay her now
you gotta
$80.
get change, right?
You're gonna ask her for change, and you
Right.
don't have change on you.
You don't have
So
change.
now
on
she's
you.
getting $80, right?
Right.
Unless I don't know. Do you guys?
Well,
does
no.
she get $80?
No, and that's why she pays her with a check.
Oh, so it's exact.
Yeah, so
Okay.
she pays her with a
Really
check.
precise. Okay.
And now with the phones, literally, my wife writes the check for her. She takes the check right there, puts it on our kitchen counter, snaps a couple photos, and deposits it right there in our kitchen. You know? Wow. It doesn't have to go to the bank. It might as well be as good as cash, right?
Yeah.
It's just my wife still goes through the whole process of writing this
So
check.
it takes longer
Right.
for her to probably write the check than it does to like for them to take the picture and have the money go into their account,
Right.
right? Because that's pretty
Yeah.
like boom.
Yeah, yeah.
The check, you have like multiple lines. You have to sign it,
Yep.
date it, write their name, write the amount,
Right.
and then the other person snaps it and it's in the account.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
Yeah. It's crazy.
It is. Then where does the check go? Does she still get the check?
I don't know what they do with the checks. That's a good question.
I need to know.
I know what I do with checks. Like I will get checks for
Do you
our
do
daughters.
the old void?
The old void.
Remember that? Like you write void on it?
void.
Yeah.
You kind of do. So my parents will give my daughters checks for their birthday or whatever. You know, Aunt Marge sends my daughter Lily, $20 for her birthday
Yeah.
in a check.
The check.
Which my Aunt Marge, get this, she types out her checks.
Come on.
She still uses checks, and she's got it set up
So she has a typewriter?
on a typewriter.
Come on, that's
Where
amazing.
she types out her checks.
That's fucking amazing.
Yeah, and then it's like where it's the dollar signs. It's like it's like 100, and then she puts like XXXXX,
Yeah.
and then over 100 or whatever.
XXO,
whatever.
motherfucker.
Yeah, XXO, right?
I can't believe she types her check.
Yeah.
We need to go there one time and we'll bring Luke and like film that. Like, I gotta see that. Like that's
I'd like to see it.
I've never seen
it in person, but she types out her checks. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it's very, very old school. But
I don't, did they even use it? I mean, even old school, did they ever type out checks? Like I know, like they have like the old like with,
She
like,
learned
the
it-
dot printer, whatever what they call that thing, the matrix printer,
right?
But, like it does it
word
sounds like
processor. Yeah.
But I never see someone like put one in a typewriter and type that shit.
I'm
out.
pretty sure that's what she does. Yeah. I mean, I think she learned it at work or something because she used to have to send out checks for her work or something like that.
I want a typewriter.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, I'd
fascinated.
love one. Yeah, it's that satisfaction of hitting the keys.
Yeah, and like
watching
there's a
the thing.
delay.
Yeah.
Like when we were, I'm not gonna say high school because I think it was probably before high school, but like it wasn't that maybe elementary or middle school. But I remember we had a typewriter at the house.
Yeah.
And when I would type on a typewriter my essays.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, we had moved on to like a word processor.
Yeah.
So it was like the words were on a screen like a computer, but then it just printed out like a typewriter.
Yeah.
So it was bizarre. We were like the last family in Farmington to get a computer. But let me finish. So my aunt sends the check to my daughter. When I deposit it, I do it right on my phone too, right on the banking app, and then I write deposited on it. Oh. Right across the front, like void.
Yep.
except deposited. And then I'll write a date when I deposited it. And then when it clears in like a day or two,
Yeah.
I shred it or I throw it in the garbage or something, you know? So,
But you have to use the actual check.
yeah.
Okay.
You take a picture. You actually take a picture of it.
There's got to be a better way to do this.
There's got to be a better. There is a better way. There's like
I feel like if you've gone
Apple
that,
Pay and
if
Zelle
you've
and all this
committed
stuff,
yourself.
right? I mean,
yeah,
you've
committed yourself already though. So
Right.
why not just give them the fucking check? Why do you have to be all fancy and like
Yeah.
use technology to get it? Just fucking take the check to the bank, old school. Because it becomes disrespectful to you. You know what I mean? It's disrespectful to you because you've written them a check. Because they should be inconvenienced to go to the bank and deposit that check out of respect.
Yeah, it does. Right? So it cracked me up because the first time my wife told me about, because like I said, my parents, my aunt, they send my daughters checks, whatever. And I've been using my app on my phone to deposit the checks now for a couple of years, however long you've been able to do that. And my wife comes home and she tells me the story. She's like, yeah, I wrote Melody a check. And she's like, and she just deposited it right on her phone. And I was like, yeah, I've been doing that for years now. And she's like, oh my gosh, I never knew you could do that. And I was just kind of laughing, thinking of my wife sitting there with old school, with a checkbook, writing out the check and be like, okay, here's your check, expecting, you're going to fold it and put it in your pocket.
Yeah.
And I got to go to the bank.
It's a big fuck you.
Yeah, but they're like, no, okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Like, I just watched you write this thing, and they're like, here, buddy, you can take this piece of paper back.
You know what? Bring two things: bringing it back, offline dating, and bringing back the checks. Hopefully, one of those will be successful. It might not be the checks,
Right?
But
I don't think it's going to be
the checks.
I don't think it's going to be the checks.
Yeah, you can't win them.
I don't even know how checks are still a thing. Like I don't even know why they print checks, why they make checks anymore. I don't know. Even like if you think about work, how do you get paid? Direct deposit, right? You don't get a paycheck anymore.
I get a paycheck.
Do you get a paycheck?
I get a paycheck. We don't
Good
have
for
direct
you.
deposit. I think we're the only company
How does that
in
work?
America.
In America,
United States, at least.
Yeah.
Maybe
Maybe
the
in
world,
the Eastern Hemisphere.
Maybe that doesn't have direct deposit. So every Friday, I have to drive to the bank.
You have to drive to the bank
Yeah,
and deposit the check.
but I like it.
But that's paying respect to your company because you could do it right on your phone.
I don't do that. I will not do that. I like the process. I like the experience.
So do you
I like going and like the bank like the two people that I know.
do you go to the drive-through or you go inside? You walk
I
into
go
the bank?
inside. I'm not that guy. I
Right.
want to go inside. I want to experience it.
Sure. Yeah, I remember doing that.
I'm the guy that parks like a mile and a half away in like the furthest space.
In the visitor parking.
And like across the street.
Right.
And I'll walk and I'll go inside and I'll wait in line for an hour and a half, like on a Friday when it's and I like for like the 30, 45 seconds that I'm with the bank teller. I like that.
Sure.
But that goes back to I like the interaction.
Yeah.
I like that real like the substance.
Right.
And it's not just and so, you can always get the like, hi, how was your week this week?
Right.
But it's not like the two people I know at my bank.
Right.
We have great conversations.
Sure.
Yeah. Which is probably like they probably are excited to have a conversation as opposed to how was your Friday? Any plans
Right.
for the weekend? It's not that.
Yeah.
No,
I agree. No, it's these people you see every
they're part
week.
of my life.
Yeah,
they're part of my
life. And they know they probably, at dinner they're like, Jay was in today.
Yeah.
Jay was in today. Oh yeah, we had a great conversation. She's telling her husband about, Jay Lebowitz came in.
Yeah.
She's like, she knows how much money you have in your account.
She does, yeah. Or not,
Oh, right, or don't
Yeah.
have in your account. Right, whichever.
Yeah. But I have a fucking check.
Right.
And I bring the check and I sign the check.
Sign the back of the
and
check.
I don't do it like everybody else.
That's great. I applaud you
Next
for
week,
that.
I'm going to
Yeah.
ask her and him, because there's two different ones,
Yeah.
if they write checks. Like someone from the banking world,
Yeah.
are they old school? They're not, they're younger,
Younger.
but I'm curious if they adhere to like the new school or the old school, like
Right.
paying respect to
Yeah.
their industry.
Yeah, I wonder. I don't know. It's Yeah, because I mean, technology really, is it a generational thing? You know, I mean, I don't know. Is it just the younger generations who are all tied up in it? Because, you know, there's Zelle or whatever, all these auto pay things, right? Like Apple Pay. I mean, pay by your phone, you know, and everything. But are there younger people who use checks still, or
anybody who possibly, like the one or two people who might see this podcast, right?
Right.
Spread the word. I want a survey. Luke, we'll have to put a survey up at some like at this port. You know, like yes or no about checks.
Yeah. Do you use checks? Do you know what a check is?
Do you know what a check is?
Right. Do you know how to fill one out?
Yep. And that's two.
Yeah. And when you get a check, do you deposit it at the bank?
Yes.
Or do you deposit it
okay.
over your phone?
Because that's like old school, new school. Like the two.
Yeah. It's the meeting of the old school, new school. There. I write you a check, then you take it and deposit it right there on the phone.
And number 4, then the follow-up to that, is that disrespectful?
Right.
I got a feeling nobody's going to agree with me on that. They're going to be like, the fuck you talking about?
Yeah, what are you talking about,
But
Grandpa?
I feel it's disrespectful.
Grandpa, payments.
Fuck.
You make
Turn 40 and look what happens.
Yeah.
Okay?
You're old and like out of touch.
I'm out of touch.
We're actually not too out of touch though. So you're 41 in a month, you said?
Yeah,
right?
1 month.
Yeah. So 78. Right?
Yep.
You're born 78. So we're Zennials then. Have you heard about this?
I don't follow like the.
Neither do I.
Yeah,
really,
yeah.
Right. So I don't subscribe to any
Would
of
you
that.
call them a Zennial?
Zennial.
Okay, what is that?
So it's like XENN eels, you know, like millennial, except it's a Zennial. So there's like Generation X, and then there's millennials, right? And you'd think it went right from Generation X to millennials, but there's this period of 78 to 82, this 4-year period that they're calling it now. I read this a couple months ago somewhere. I don't know, you know, on an Instagram post or something.
Yeah.
And it's a 4-year period where that age group bridged the gap of non-technology to technology. You know, like
Is it almost a nirvana?
Computers and
right?
yeah. Where computers and cell phones and all that, we grew up in a non-technological world, but then we're young enough to experience the technology boom, you know, and kind of still kind of grow up with that in our later years. But,
So is that why? We're like on this like balancing beam where not balancing, like a balance where we can go on either side.
on either side, yeah.
Yeah, we can.
That's why you see
We're not one or the other.
right. We're not one or the other, but you see people our age who can't handle technology.
No,
you know,
yeah.
and then or people our age who are, you know, brilliant with it. You know, like whatever they do, everything online on their phone, just like everybody, just like any younger generation would. You know, so yeah, bizarre, right?
Yeah,
really
we're like
bizarre.
the last of a dying breed.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Because once we're gone, then it's like
Then it's all technology. It's all. They won't even remember a world where you like. There was another. So I keep bringing up. Like I saw this thing on Instagram, but there's another post where this guy, he took his teenage son, right? Kid must have been like 14 or 15 or something, and he had his friend over the house, and so he took his teenage son and his friend, and he's like, and he put a rotary phone in front of him.
oh shit.
And he was like, if you can figure out how to dial this phone number in the next, like, I think he gave him like 2 minutes to do it.
Yeah,
He's like, I'll give you $100 or whatever, or however much it was.
that's amazing.
Yeah. And they were sitting there and they couldn't figure out how to dial this phone, you know? And they eventually started to get it. Like, okay, you want to dial 1, you got to, you know? And then, but then when they let it go, it went back and they couldn't, you know, they're like, what? You know, it took them all 2 minutes to figure out how to dial this number. And I don't think they ever actually fully dialed the number. Wow. So they didn't get the money or whatever.
Luke, do you know what a rotary phone is? Yeah.
I never actually used one. I grew up with the fake ones. I had like the buttons.
Yeah, the buttons were the rotary. Yeah.
I think I made one phone call.
What,
I don't know how to do it.
how old are you? 23?
23 in July.
So anybody can't see Luke behind the camera. Luke's the man behind the camera. 23. Holy shit.
And it's pretty young.
Rotary phones, like that's
knowing what
we had
a-
rotary phones on our wall. There was no cell phones back, we had a phone in every room.
Yeah.
And even before the touch tone, like the little,
Yeah,
we had
the
rotary
dot, yeah.
on the wall. The phone comes off and,
Yeah.
you have to take an hour and a half to dial a person, and then you fuck
right.
up the last, or like the second to last number. You got to start
Dude, we're
again.
totally dating ourselves right now.
I love it.
We
I
just
love
sound old as dirt.
it. I love this shit.
Like, oh, I love it too, man. I
Yeah.
mean, it's I don't know. It's history.
It is history.
Yeah.
History lesson.
Especially the massive gap in technology that's happened over the past 10, 20 years. It's like the 90s seem, like the 70s seem to us. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? When we were in high school in the 90s, and we're like the 70s seemed like, or the 60s seemed like such a bizarre ancient world. Like,
The one thing though that technology's not fixing is relationships. Right?
It'll never fix relationships.
It's putting people
It'll
temporary
probably-
together, or maybe giving them like false hope.
I imagine it's ruining relationships.
It's absolutely ruining the culture.
Yeah.
It's completely destroyed. It's destroyed intimacy, integrity, connection, vulnerability, all fucking gone.
Yeah.
Like people, the people who want that. There's no substance to it.
Yeah.
People know what the fuck vulnerability or intimacy is.
No way. No way.
The only way is to actually meet in person and actually want something of substance, not like like I don't give a fuck if that's what you want is a one nighter, go for it. That's
right.
But there's a lot of people who don't want that.
Yeah. Well, and I don't see why you would. Like I don't. I mean, no. I mean, I get like wanting like whatever. You're a bachelor, you're a bachelorette. Like you live a single life. That's perfectly to each their own. I'm not a judgy person.
Yeah.
You want to be single for your life. And there's got to be a way to, I mean, people want, sex.
Yeah.
I mean, and there's a lot of people who are into casual sex and all that.
Yeah.
Whatever, fine.
It's all there.
More power to them, right? But those dating apps and dating sites aren't geared towards relationships,
No.
or even if they advertise like they are, it's not what people are using them for.
Of course not.
So it's like
it's instant gratification. I could, you swipe right, and in 20 minutes you could be with somebody, and then
right. Yeah.
or you could swipe right and spend 2 weeks texting, and then you never meet the person.
Right.
You wasted 2 weeks of your life.
Which seems bizarre to me.
Or like they disappear, or they never show up, or
Ghosting.
or they
Ghosting
ghost, or you
people,
go on a date and you had a good time and they're fucking gone.
Ghosted.
Yeah.
Yeah. It seems so bizarre to me.
Yeah.
I don't know why people.
I'm so glad that you missed it. I really am. Like
Yeah.
I'm really happy that like you know.
Me too.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd survive it. I couldn't put it. It would drive me nuts.
Well, people spend so much time. Like they become just addicted to the idea of like they're like so focused on and I was there. Like
Right.
I want to find someone. So you spend so much time doing it that like instead of living your fucking life, you're sitting there trying to like find the person for your life, and it's
No, doesn't work.
and they have it set up the right way for them in terms of the industry.
Yeah,
They have it figured out.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
They're the winners of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They always are.
The people who want relationships, not so much.
No.
Yeah. So that's why we're bringing back old school.
Yeah. So offline dating,
Offline.
but you're on Instagram.
I'm on Instagram.
Right.
Yeah, promoting this shit, but I'm not like people are like
Right. Yeah.
yeah. It doesn't mean that. It just means that they're not swiping and seeing profiles and meeting a person online.
Right.
That's the part that's different.
Right. So how would you do that? How do you set up a profile then? Or there is no profile?
You don't. So essentially, when someone decides that this might be for them, that they try something offline of not going through the whole online thing, them, him or her, they would sit down. I'd spend about an hour with them, figuring out actually who they are, what they're looking for.
Yeah.
Their past, present, what they're, truly they have to be vulnerable to me too.
Right.
So I need to really know who you are and what you're looking for.
Yeah.
And then I would find someone who I've met with, who I think is compatible with them.
Yeah.
And they would meet actually in person, You know, there's no swiping before, and there's no bullshit wasting people's times beforehand.
Right.
There's nothing of the pre-bullshit.
Yeah.
They'd actually meet in person. And from there, they can decide if it's, you know, if they like each other and if they like to see each other again.
Right.
There's no ghosting. I'm not going to tolerate that shit. They can come back and they'll each tell me how the date went.
Right.
Or didn't go. I don't
like Chuck Woolery. It's like a modern day Chuck Woolery.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
This shit works.
Love connection.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's a real connection.
Yeah.
You know, it just takes out people value their time, and it's such a waste of time online.
Yeah.
It's a money and time, but you know, you don't get time back.
Yeah. No, you don't.
Yeah.
No, not at all. No. It's one thing you can't beat is time.
Once it's gone, it's gone.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Clock's ticking.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, that's good, man. I'm interested. Hopefully hopefully it works out and people find.
I'm going to suffocate the market. I'm going to suffocate Connecticut until every fucking person knows about XXO.
There you go.
And but it won't be for everybody, and that's fine, but
Right.
at least every person's going to know about XXO in Connecticut.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do.
Good for you.
Yeah. And Luke as well.
We'll
Luke's the man behind the technology.
find somebody for Luke too.
Yeah. Oh, I don't mean by that. No, Luke's taken.
Oh yeah.
I haven't even experienced it either.
Luke's
Right.
lucky.
Even at 23.
Right. Good
You've
for
been
you.
with your girlfriend for how long? Since 16 or something?
17, yeah.
Isn't that awesome?
Took a little break in between, but basically 5 years, 6 years.
Yeah. So both of you guys have no idea what you know.
No.
You know what it is,
I
but
attempted to, but never really
Right.
talked to anyone. Never really got that because it's just.
I love that.
Yeah.
Everyone keeps just
Yeah.
disappearing. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. That both
Well,
of you
it's
guys
so easy to
didn't have to
just-
experience that. That fucking pumps me up.
Yeah.
I like that.
Well, I'm glad that makes you happy. Chad.
Yeah.
I'm glad
Yeah.
to be.
If nothing else,
Right.
Thank you.
You're welcome for that. I had you in mind, actually.
yeah,
Yeah.
you did it just for me.
Right.
Yeah.
When, yeah.
Figured like back in 2006 when you met or whatever it was, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna make Jason happy.
Yep. I'm gonna make Jay real happy, and I'm gonna date this girl. I'm gonna go on a date.
Yeah, because one
Face
day
to face.
I'm gonna call something called a podcast.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
When that thing comes out, which we didn't know podcast probably in 2006, right?
No.
I'm gonna have something to talk about.
Earlier than
When did podcasts come out?
2006. I want to say 08,
Okay.
09, somewhere
So
around
you were
there.
ahead of your time.
Summer. Yeah. It was way ahead of my time. Yeah, I've dated. There's a funny story. My my wife and I. So when I called her up to ask her out on our first date,
Yeah. On the phone.
on the phone.
I love that.
on the phone.
Yes.
On the phone. I think I might have been
Not
living
even a
at
text,
home
you
at
actually
the time.
talked.
Yeah, we actually talked.
Good for you.
Called her up. Yep. Not even a text. I probably could have. She probably didn't have a cell phone at that point. I did.
She had a pager.
Maybe,
A beeper.
Maybe. Beeper is what we called it. Yeah. I don't think she even had one of those. No, I called her up on the phone. But we've been running into each other with mutual friends and seeing each other out, and and I called her up to ask her out on a date, and she said yeah. And so then I forget where it was, like whether it was on the phone or when I picked her up or something. I was like, okay, I had like a nice shirt on. I wanted to be like, let's go down to Max's Oyster Bar or something, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, West Hartford Center, like super fancy, like, right. And she was like, what? She's like, fuck that. Like, let's go to Park Lane Pizza. Like,
Nice.
This
Is that where you guys
hole in the
went?
wall pizza joint.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we went to
Was
this,
that with like Sully's next door? Or I'm thinking of a different place? Or that's a different
so
place?
it's up the road from
Okay.
there. But yeah, Sully's did have Lena's Pizza
Okay.
next door. Yeah, you're right. But she was like, yeah, she's like, screw Max's Oyster Bar. Why?
Yeah, why be fucking fancy?
Why be fancy? And
Let's get down and have like
let's get down to it.
get
And I
real.
was like, man, shit. I was like,
that was it.
I like this girl.
Yeah.
And we went to Park Lane Pizza, and they served like their drinking wine was like their cooking wine or something. It's like real hole in the wall type place. But man, we sat there across the table from each other and
You
had
talked.
like intimate conversation. Yeah, and whatever. I had to like look her in the eye.
Yeah.
And soft talk her. Right, you know, not make a bunch of promises, you know, online
Yeah.
that I was gonna follow through with, but
Did you guys get dinner?
we did. Yeah, we got a pizza.
A pizza.
Yeah,
That's
got a pizza.
fucking awesome.
Got a pizza and some.
Do you remember
wine.
what you had on it?
Might have been black olives. We were a big black olive pizza fan.
Yeah.
Back then, yeah.
On your first date, black olive pizza.
Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty specific. That's pretty hardcore.
Yeah. Yeah, it was pretty amazing. It's one of the best first dates I'd probably ever had.
Yeah.
I mean, I married the girl.
Yeah, you did marry her.
Right.
It's lasted a long time.
Right.
Even though you guys do separate laundry.
We do separate laundry, yes.
But you
We
figured
do.
that because there's a reason for that.
It works out that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. She doesn't want to be doing my dirty draws, you know?
Oh, I understand.
Like, you
It's
don't
probably,
want-
you know what, you're probably better.
Yeah. If you want to stay intimate, you don't want to be looking at your partner's skid
Yeah.
marks.
If you want to
know?
get dirty, you don't want to
Right,
see dirty.
right. Yeah, no. You're right, exactly.
Good.
You don't want to see the dirt. Like, yeah.
Good experience. it.
Right. And then so how do you treat your husband like a grown ass man if you're doing his laundry like his mom?
No, you know
what
what?
I'm saying?
You guys have figured this out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should
Yeah.
do your podcast. You should do a podcast one day. Like
We're talking about
you
it.
should come. Yeah,
Yeah. We're talking about it.
I like that.
I was just talking to her about it today. I was like, she's like, "Oh, you're going to do your podcast?" I was like, "Yeah." I'm super interested to see what it's all about. So maybe you and I can start with.
Do me a favor.
Yeah.
Ask her if she'd like to come back. Both of you guys on that couch. I'd love to like get into both your heads and like hear both sides of things. And like in real time of understanding, you know, the intricacies of a relationship.
I'll certainly bring it up with her.
Yeah.
That's we already did it with the therapist. So
Yeah.
it'd probably be much easier
Yeah.
this time around with the podcast.
There's much less pressure, I think.
Right. Yeah. Well, we're in a much safer zone now.
Yeah.
Nowadays, you know.
Did you find therapy helpful?
Yeah, big time. Yeah, big time. I think therapy is always helpful. I don't think it's utilized enough by just everyday people. You know, I think it's an important tool to self-realization, self-actualization. You know, yeah. I mean, learning who you are, who you were, like why you are the way you are. I mean, I think if you want to better yourself, I think even one therapy session would probably do everyone a whole bunch of good. Yeah, definitely.
You guys would go together.
Yeah, we went through a couple. Yeah, we went through a rough patch where it was like, you know, hey, maybe we should go talk to somebody else. You know, and like.
Did it bring you closer together, or just brought you back to where you were?
I think it brought us closer together.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Brought us back to where we were, and then some, and then further than that, because we were then able to, you know, you start to recognize patterns that you're in, and, you know, destructive patterns. You know, you start to realize where, like, what's going wrong and how you can avoid going down those same paths. So you start to then, instead of things going wrong, things go right. So you end up fixing those patterns and then getting into like positive, you know, patterns.
Yeah.
Like, or, you know, I don't know.
It's like unwiring and rewiring.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah,
difficult
definitely.
to do.
Right. It's difficult to do on your own because you keep falling into the same patterns. You can't, you know, I mean, the way you communicate with somebody, it's hard to change that after a number of years, you know, and it's hard to, you know, it's hard to communicate the things you're thinking about what they're thinking, you know, when you're coming at somebody or they're coming at you, you're not exactly taking it in the way they're giving it to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, it's sometimes like when you're joking around with somebody and they're not taking it as a joke. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
It's like that. Oh, well, I was joking. I thought I was joking. Dude, I was joking, you know? It's like, just because your intent isn't necessarily always translated. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So even no matter how much positive intent you have, that's not always
The
translated.
transmission is misinterpreted or misunderstood.
Right.
Or, you know,
Right.
from what
Right.
you're hearing or what you're saying and you're hearing in your own head.
Yeah.
But they're taking it as something
They're taking
completely
it
different.
in a different way. And at no fault of their own either.
No.
You know, it's how
It's perspective.
It's how, yeah, it's their own perspective. How whatever they come from or whatever they bring to the relationship, it's, you know, that's what. So you're at odds with each other, but it's nobody's fault. But you start to place blame because, you know,
You become to resent
Right.
each other.
yeah,
Become like misunderstandings and resent each other.
right.
You know,
Over things that could be easily talked out with somebody else in the room who's trained
And
to do
then,
it.
then you have egos and insecurities on top of that.
Right. Oh yeah.
So then
Big time.
that's what I mean. That's at the end of the day. That's what gets in the way.
Yeah.
Once you can break that
Yeah.
and actually hear the person of what
Right.
they actually are saying, as
Yeah.
opposed to what you're interpreting it as.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. And then you can, or even if you fall back into that pattern of communicating with this person the way you were, that was creating tension, there's better understanding there, so that tension is kind of alleviated because they now know like I have a tendency to get like loud, like both my parents were very loud talkers, you know, and all three, me and my two brothers, all three of the boys in my family, we can get very loud, especially when we get excited, you know, and we're talking.
Excitable, yeah.
Yeah, excitable. And our voices can get very, very loud. And so when I'm amped up or excited or even aggravated, you know, I can get very loud. And then, but it's not always like an aggravated or an angry thing. Like sometimes I'm just amped up and I'm like really, you know, I'm really amped about what I'm talking about. So I start to get loud. And it comes across as like
aggressive, probably
as aggressive
to her,
right?
But
to her,
you're not being aggressive.
I'm not being aggressive,
but she
right.
feels probably overtaken or like
right,
yeah,
exactly. So it's things like that, like, you know, whereas she's like, you know, she can be like, okay, I get it, you know, he just gets amped up, like he's not aggravated with me or he's not angry, he's just like really into what he's talking about.
Yeah,
like,
very, very intense.
And like, yeah.
Or
he's aggravated about what he's talking about, but not aggravated with me.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, so, yeah. So it's things like that. Like you can possibly work that stuff out by yourselves, you know, if you really have, I don't know, the drive to do it. Like that's, again, it's that intimacy that, you know, being individuals, being vulnerable. But I don't think a lot of people have the tools to do that themselves. So therapy's, you know, a wonderful way to kind of make that happen, kind of force it to happen. And the both of us, you know, have done individual therapy as well as couples therapy. And yeah, I can't say enough about it. I mean, good things anyway. Like it's, I think you're doing yourself a disservice if anyone in your life was like, I'd like you to go to therapy with me, and you're like, nah, you know, or I think you could use therapy, and you're like, no, I'm not. That's not me. I'm not gonna do that. It's like, why? Because you don't want to better yourself. That you can't hurt anything. You know?
Because I think people, they take that as, well, then that must mean I'm broken.
Right.
Right.
And
that's it's a very unhealthy attitude, but they feel, what does that mean? I'm fucking broken. I'm flawed. I'm not perfect.
Yeah.
You know? But it's just the opposite, you know, like,
right.
You need to embrace who you are, but you can better yourself.
Or you are broken.
You are broken.
Yeah. You are broken. And if you want to fix yourself, you might want to get on that. You know,
off on the next fucking bus. You know?
Yeah, guy, come on, you're shattered.
Hey, I'm right there with you. Let's go together.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, people see, you know, it's all that like macho bullshit, you know, or weakness. You know, people see shit as weak. I mean,
but then what happens is these patterns, and this is to me, this goes back to, this is the reason why these relationships are so broken, or lack of relationships. Everybody's online dating. And they're like running from themselves, right? Yeah. Because they keep doing the same thing over and over and over again. They'd actually, the idea of the relationship they want, but they're just not capable,
right?
Because they haven't fixed inside. So they're looking for love outside instead of inside, right?
Yeah.
And so over and over and over again. They keep doing the same thing, or him or her. It works both ways. Instead of actually stopping and spending, a year, whatever time it is, to work on themselves.
Right.
And then going back and actually meeting people once you fixed what is broken internally.
Yeah.
And so it's just these patterns, right?
Yeah.
And they're they're running away from themselves.
Yeah.
Because soon as it gets, intimate and vulnerable in a relationship, they're out of there because they can't handle that.
Because they can't handle it.
They can't give themselves.
Or they, so I see a lot of, you take, for instance, I don't know, like Tinder where you swipe or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I've never used it, so I don't know really. But, so it's I could see somebody going through a profile and be like, there's a picture, age, where you're from, whatever. And it's I don't like green eyes, or it's he's got a funny looking, eardrum or whatever. I don't, whatever. Yeah. But it's but all these things is you're just talking yourself out of meeting a person that could potentially be good for you, or, your soulmate, really. And it's you're using all these excuses to not talk to this person or meet this person. It's just, and it's literally running from yourself. Yeah. You're cheating yourself by saying, oh, he's to this, or she's to that, or, I don't like this about him. It's
you
by
haven't
saying,
even fucking met the person.
Right.
Or even if they do first meet the person, the same thing.
Right. Because it's what are you looking for, the perfect person? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because nobody's perfect. Most importantly, you yourself are not perfect, So what do you expect?
We all see the world differently.
What do you expect by, if you're gonna write somebody off before you even talk to them, then of course you're never gonna meet the right person for you.
But yeah, and what they see is I can't find. There's nobody out there. There's nobody out there.
Right.
We just swipe through 752 people, right?
Yeah.
And you've gone on 129 dates in the past week and a half.
Right.
Nobody you liked.
Right. Not one person.
Wow.
Yeah.
This date was this.
Nobody
was
was perfect.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. This date was that. Oh, yeah. We had great conversation, and he was really funny and really cute, and but when he crossed the street, he didn't look both ways. It's some stupid shit, any reason whatsoever
to move on.
To move on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we all have, there's so many options, right?
Right.
So we know that I didn't like the guy. He crossed the street.
Yeah.
So, but there's gonna be another guy that knows how to properly cross the street, right? Right. So I'm gonna find that guy.
Yeah.
So that guy, the next date, he knew how to cross the street, but
yeah. Yeah. But
I didn't like how he opened his door after, in his car. I didn't like the way he parked his car.
Yeah. He knew to look both ways, but then he didn't step on just the white squares.
That's
walking
right.
Across the intersection.
He walked in every other one. It's,
right. Yeah.
Who the fuck does that?
Yeah.
That's not for me. This guy's OCD and shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's what it is, OCD. It's just constantly writing people off,
Yeah.
As just constantly swiping whatever, I just don't get what you're looking. You're obviously not looking for a relationship. So stop fooling yourself if that's what, you're into the online thing.
Yeah.
You're looking for.
Well, in their head though, I think they are, but they're looking for something
unattainable.
Yeah.
Or
who the fuck, see, to me, perfect, perfect is so fucking boring and rigid. And to me, someone who's perfect hasn't lived life. If you're this fucking perfect, then you haven't experienced a fucking thing in life.
Yeah.
Right?
Pretty sheltered. Yeah. Definitely.
That's boring to me. I love the mannerisms and the characteristics of
awkwardness.
Yeah, I love that shit.
Yeah.
I love the quirkiness.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love someone who's failed and lived life and is really really learned about themselves by doing.
Yeah.
They've won, they've lost, they've succeeded, they failed, but they're fucking happy and they've gone through and lived life.
Yeah.
To me, that's what.
Yeah. True. No, it's
that's the person who, to me, knows how to cross the street.
Right.
They figured out, You know,
Yeah,
they didn't make it through every time. They've nearly gotten hit. They've jumped over cars. They've crawled under cars.
Yeah.
They've fucking done backflips. They've decided one day they don't want to cross the street. One day, like they want up on the other side of the street.
Yeah.
But like they fucking lived it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
went out there and went after it.
that's what I like.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I'm into that too.
Yeah,
I like people who live life.
yeah, life's fun. You know?
Yeah, definitely. It's good stuff. You gotta experience all of it. You can't, I don't know. Living behind screens, dude. Relationships are tough, man. You know, whether it's online or not. It's, I can't see how the online thing would help that in any way, though. I mean, especially trying to get to know somebody. Like, you don't even, you know, again, my wife or, you know, some of my best friends are like, you misinterpret each other over text all the time.
Yeah.
You know, like, my wife's come home angry at me over like a 2-word text, you know, or, you know, and I'm sure because it's like, oh, I didn't like your tone. And it's like,
what fucking tone?
Did you hear tone over a set of written words?
But
like,
we interpret differently.
You project onto it, you know? It's like, right. You project like the tone onto that text. It's not even them, that's you.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, it's a reflection of yourself, not even of them. And so to that point, you know how many people that never actually meet because they exchange phone numbers or the emails through the online system, right? And they don't like the tone, they get offended. And I mean, some people really are fucking assholes.
Yeah,
both guys and girls are fucking assholes.
Sure,
you know,
without a doubt.
But there's a lot that are,
and that allows it. That whole online thing allows you to be an asshole.
Sure, you can be an
asshole.
asshole.
There's. I mean, you think about the trolls. You know, like in comment sections, they say, "Hey,
they
don't
get
read the comments." Yeah,
literally. But there's other people who misinterpret. I've been there. Where I didn't mean anything offensive, and I didn't think it was offensive, but the other person takes it differently.
Right.
And like, you know, who am I to tell them? Like, they can take it however they want.
Yeah.
But there's a huge, you know, misinterpretation.
Yeah, it's a big gap there between
from real, you know, in person.
Yeah.
And then a text. Or
conversational tone. I mean, you know,
yeah.
Eye contact, body movement, all that stuff. It tells you, you know, anything you could ever really want to know about a person. You know, if you're savvy enough to read people, or you know. It tells you everything you need to know. There are people my wife and I can read each other like a book now, you know. And so she can tell me something straight to my face. And
but you like that.
I know.
You like it. She'll tell you straight up, and you're not offended.
Yeah, right. Or she'll tell me something, and I know she's bullshitting. You know.
Yep.
Like it's one of those things. Like, how you doing? I'm fine. Bullshit. You know.
Yeah.
Like, I can read you like a book. Come on.
Let's talk this through.
Yeah. Right. And just the other day, I was like, you know, I was upset at something stupid, something small. And she was like, what's going on? What's the matter? I'm like, nothing. Like, nothing. And I had to run out. I had to go to my daughter's softball practice or whatever. And we didn't have the time to get into it. I'm like, nothing. And she was like, oh, boy. I'm like, what do you mean, oh boy? She's like, you know what I mean, oh boy. I know there's something wrong. We just can't get into it right now. You know, it's like.
And did you come back to it, or it was gone?
Yeah, no, we went back to it. You know, we got back to it and talked it out. Got around it. It was, you know, something minor, but it's like, still sometimes things bug you, and for reasons you don't know, you know, and for some reason you can't let it go, like, and you know, and then you got to talk it out in order to get over it. Like, it's not something major, like a relationship ruining thing, but for some reason it's eating at you, and for some reason you can't let it go. You know, it's like, let's get back. Wow, like you wake up in the morning, you're like, man, I want to let this is so minor, like, but why is this still aggravating me? You know?
Do you feel better once you walk through it?
Oh yeah, always.
You're done. You're good.
That's life. You gotta go through the shit in order to get to the other side and be better off for it. You know, like you gotta work through. You can't you literally can't run away from, yourself.
Yeah.
Or your problems. Like, you can't get out. I'm stuck here. This is me.
This is you.
So I might as well learn how to
embrace it, right?
navigate it. Yeah. Like, my mind and my body, are telling me things, and I gotta learn when to listen and when not. Like, my brain, tells me stupid shit all the time. I'm just like, look, brain.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, shut the fuck up.
I'm in control.
Right. I'm having a good day today.
Yeah.
Like,
don't ruin this.
Right.
You're not going to.
Yeah, you're not gonna ruin this. Yep. Yeah,
I control you. You don't control me.
Right. It took me years to figure out how to listen to my instinct, my gut. For years I always ignored my gut. Like, there was something. I don't know whether it was like a scientific mind where it told me, like, instinct, that doesn't make any sense. There's no proof behind instinct. It's just a feeling, a gut feeling. And then after, fucking myself so many times for not listening to my gut feeling, with not going with my gut feeling, I'm like, man, I really got to start listening to my gut feeling. Like, and I get them big time, over certain things. Like, there have been, like, in the jobs, taking a job in the past where my gut was screaming not to take the job, and I did, and it ended up being a fucking nightmare. And I was like, why did I take this job? Like,
listen to yourself.
I was literally telling myself not to do it, and I went ahead and did it anyway. Like,
do you do it because it's for somebody else?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Yeah.
You're here. You're living for somebody else.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, living for somebody else or for some other ideal, some other ideal, or some responsibility you think you owe somebody or whatever, but yeah, but it took me years to figure that out, man.
Welcome to the 40s.
Yeah,
that's what happens, right?
Yeah.
You turn 40, like, fuck.
Dude, I was, and always, like, my wife was always like, she was always like, oh man, like, we turned 30 together or whatever. She's like, I'm 30 now. Oh my God. I'm like, what are you talking? Like, stop it. Like, age was always nothing but a number to me. It still is kind of, like, whatever. I'm still 19 at heart. Like, my body isn't 19 anymore, and my brain certainly isn't, but my soul and, and she was always like that, like, oh, I'm turning 30. And I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like, age is, it's just a number. It's just a number. And even, like, right up until 39, I'm like, it's just a number. And I turned 40, and literally it was like, I was like, I started thinking all these weird things, I started, like, really looking at my life. Like, not like there was anything wrong, but still, like, going through that whole, like, cliched motion of, like, okay, where am I at? What am I doing? Like, am I happy? Am I, am I where I want to be right now? Am I heading to where I want to be? If I'm not where I want to be, like, what am I, and all of a sudden I was like, what's going on here? Like, this isn't me. Like, what? Like, age is just a number. 40 what? Like, but it was like a switch flipped, and that mentality just crept right in and was like, I don't know. It's bizarre. It was a weird feeling. It really hit me kind of hard and in ways I didn't expect, but excuse me. But I mean, I welcomed it. It's only, any chance I get to, try and work on myself.
40.
Yeah.
You made it through.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
over the hill.
41, you crossed over.
Over the
officially.
hill. Yep. Now I'm right back. I might as well be 39.
You'll never have to deal with it again.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. No. Yeah, it's definitely, it was a big thing for me.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and it, leading up, like the last 6 months of it was a huge thing in my 39.
Yeah.
And then once I hit it, and this has been such a crazy year for me.
Yeah.
Like starting a new business and it's a whole new mindset. And
yeah, that's what happens.
I'm just I'm like out of my mind. I love it. I love it. I'm so happy now.
Yeah, it's all good stuff.
Yeah.
Though. Yeah,
But
positive
it's
movement.
like,
yeah.
I don't know what changed or like at 40, but this is where like my life started.
Yeah, I don't know. It certainly at 30, I felt no urgency, no nothing. You know, it's like, but yeah, 40, same here. 40 came around.
I love it.
Yeah,
I love it.
yeah, it's pretty great, man. I mean, self-reflection, and change is huge. It's like you say, change is the only constant.
Yep.
So it's like you kind of got to learn to embrace that and be like, yeah, it's kind of true. It's like, it's so, it's so cliche, but it's like, but yeah, it's
a rebirth.
It's true. Like if you're not changing, like who are you?
I love recreating, and you can recreate yourself every day.
Yeah.
You reinvent yourself. And what better time than at 40?
Yeah.
Right? Wake up at 40. It's like a rebirth.
Yeah. Yeah, my body doesn't work like it used to, and my brain.
The brain works better though.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, definitely. If you allow it to, right? Hopefully. Yeah.
I think my brain's exhausted now.
Yeah.
You've exhausted me for today.
Yeah, you're talking my ear off. How are you doing? So what are you doing on the relationship front then?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Well, a couple months ago, once I started this, I got off of online dating.
Yeah.
And I will not go back on.
Right.
So that's it.
That's it. Until you meet somebody, hopefully. Are you looking to meet somebody? I don't know.
I'm not looking.
Right.
Like I've after I got offline and I started XXO, I'm not looking.
Right.
I'm not like out there looking for somebody.
Sure.
I'm just enjoying like every single day I wake up and I'm enjoying life and I'm enjoying putting, this whole project together.
Yeah.
But I'm not actively I don't live my life looking for somebody now.
Yeah. That's good.
It's it's liberating.
Yeah.
I feel free now. It's weird. You get stuck in that.
Yeah, definitely. No, you do get stuck in that. I can imagine being married. No, but
We'll have to edit that part out.
Yeah, don't put that in there. Yeah, no, I hear you, man. That's good stuff. It's a good way to be, I mean, you probably end up finding somebody, with a whole lot more substance that way.
Yeah.
Than if you're just constantly searching for somebody.
I'm just enjoying living my life now.
Yeah. That's good, man.
Yeah.
Well, things look pretty up.
I'm enjoying it.
Yeah.
Cheers.
I'm enjoying life too.
It's good.
Yeah.
Better.
It is. Yeah.
We're going to go to the grocery store with you one of these days. Because I want to experience that. And I'd like for you to come back with your wife.
Yeah.
And I'd love to hear
Oh, we could get into
the
it.
dynamics of a relationship with you guys.
Yeah.
Because that I'm fascinated by.
Yeah, we could get into it. We've certainly spent enough time working on it, You got to. I mean, it's the only reason we've been married so long. And, it's not easy. We've had some pretty rough patches.
Yeah.
But we made the effort to stick it out and work on it rather than give up and run away from it, It's a lot of times it's just, of course, it's again another cliche, but it's so easy to just.
It's easier to walk away.
Yeah,
right.
It's so
It's
much
work.
easier to. It's hard work. It's hard work, and people don't want to put in the work. It's an effort, and that's what I see a lot of people like. People who are good for each other. You see, couples getting divorced. It's like 50% of all marriages end in divorce or some shit nowadays, and it's like. I think a lot of them just didn't want to put in the work. Not a lot of them. I can't say, I can't put statistics to it or anything.
I'm sure you're right, though.
But yeah, I'm sure there are a lot of those that just don't want to put in the work. It's hard work and it's effort. It's time and it's scary. Right.
What's inside, making that incision, going inside,
Right.
and facing, cleaning yourself out.
Right.
The good, the bad, the ugly.
Yeah. All that.
It ain't glamorous. Right?
Hell no.
But that's the shit.
It's not a movie.
No.
Life's not a movie. It's not a rom-com, you know?
No. But
Or-
that's to me, like, I love, like,
well, that's real.
hard stuff.
That's real. You know, one of the things Jessica, my wife, always says is like, dude, let's keep it real, you know? And that's for real. Like, let's keep it real. You're right. Like, come on, be real. Like, you know, quit fucking around. Like, you know, I don't want to bullshit. It's like, I need some substance here. Like, I don't want to talk about the weather. Like, you know, although in New England, it's a pretty good subject to talk about.
It is.
Yeah. You know,
The weather will always be here.
yeah. That's why I love it. Though.
Let's get deep.
All 4 seasons, you know.
That's right.
Right. Winter is a great time for self-reflection. Everything's frozen and dead and cold.
See what thaws out.
Yeah.
The springtime.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. Renewal.
That's right.
Rejuvenation.
Good shit.
Yeah.
Fucking cheers, kid.
Cheers.
To another, how many years we say?
30,
35,
36. We'll say 35.
All right.
Since it's like,
It's a nice round number.
yeah. 35 seems like a square number to me, but it's divisible by 5. So it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 30.
It's like the $75 that you guys pay your babysitter. Yeah. I can't take that shit out of an ATM.
Right.
That's what I like about it.
Right. Yeah. You can't
I gotta
take
think
that.
about it.
Yeah. You gotta Zelle that shit, or you gotta Apple Pay that, or write a check.
I'm writing a check.
Yeah.
I'm writing a check.
I'll tell you what. Yeah. If you write me a check, I'm taking it to the bank too.
Take that to the bank. On that note. On that fucking note, thank you so much for coming and doing this tonight.
Thanks for having me. This is an awesome
Appreciate it.
experience, man. Yeah. This is so bizarre. I am loving it. And
I don't know what we talked about. I know we talked fucking we hit it all. I don't know how long have we been talking for.
About
An hour?
I don't know.
It started about 15 minutes beforehand, so about 10 minutes beforehand, so about an hour. 15
Right with that
Wow, it felt like a conversation to
random
me.
discussion,
There's some
yeah.
good stuff in there. I made some tags.
Oh, he
We done?
made some tags.
Yeah. Let's get some food on the fire with that grill. Are you hungry?
I had dinner before I came, but
But if I fire up the grill,
like
will you participate in a, are you hungry?
I had 4 here too.
What is up with you guys?
I had dinner, man. I went out to dinner with the family.
So, okay. All
Went out
right.
to dinner
well,
with the fam, you know.
all right.
Big dinner.
Can I still fire up the grill?
Yeah.
I just want an excuse to fire up the grill.
Yeah, just fire it up.
I love grilling.
Fire it up. Yeah, grilling's fun. I need a new grill, actually. My wife actually was like, "Hey, you should get yourself a new grill for Father's Day."
You should get your
Yeah, you should.
Yeah. Does that come out of your account or the joint account? Or her account?
That comes out of her account.
Her account.
Right, because it's her gift to me.
Oh,
but
that's cool.
I should go get it.
Okay, you know what? That's fair.
That works.
That's actually
right?
more than fair.
Yeah, way more than fair.
Wow, that's really nice.
Yeah.
But is there does she give you like a range?
No, there's no range.
There's no range. So just go like you can get a $50 grill. You
get a Weber?
$350.
Get a Weber, right? Webers are like the
Weber's like the charcoal style, right? Or they make other ones.
They make other ones. They make other
Are
styles.
you gonna get a gas grill or a
Weber.
charcoal grill? I see you as a charcoal man. Like
Really?
you are making charcoal. What do you think?
It could be the way to go, but I've
Yeah,
always
sure.
been a gas grill kind of
Really?
guy. Yeah.
See, I fucked up.
Yeah. You
I
did.
had-
You read that one wrong.
Yeah, I've only known you 35 years.
It's not
You
36
never know
years.
somebody.
Yeah.
You don't really know somebody.
36 years you know me.
I would have known you at 36.
You thought
I would have known you
you
were
thought
the
I was
gas-
a charcoal
Yeah.
grill kind of guy.
The fuck do I know?
Yeah, seriously.
Shit.
Yeah.
Really?
Intimate. That's intimacy right there.
Damn, I like this.
Yeah. I've been a gas grill kind of guy.
Okay.
My whole life. Or cooking over a wood fire
Yeah.
is always great if you can rig something up, you know. I like cooking over a wood fire too. Like camping. You got a fire pit.
Do you
I
camp?
got the great. No.
You don't camp at all.
No. Glamp. We glamp.
Yeah.
Yeah, we glamp. Yeah.
Okay.
Like cabins in the woods.
Yeah.
But there's
Yeah,
cabins with
Yeah, there's a bathroom.
there's a bathroom. There's a shower, there are lights.
Yeah, electricity.
There's TV if you want it, which we never use. We just sit in front of the fire the whole time.
Okay.
But yeah, and that's like once a year. You know, we have like an annual trip, but But yeah, I'm not roughing it.
Yeah.
No, you can't get me. I don't even care if you're like, well, we got a tent and we got these air mattresses. You know, it's like, I don't.
Where the fuck's the bathroom and electricity? That's the two things I need.
Fuck you. I need a mattress.
Yeah.
A bathroom, a shower. Yeah. I can't.
And a gas grill.
Right. And a gas grill.
Or
wood. Yeah. Or a grill over the wood fire. Right. A grate.
Maybe.
Right.
Because this is the big, you're past 40 now and everything's different. Maybe charcoal is the way to go. Like something way outside your comfort zone.
Maybe it is. I've been cooking with charcoal these past 2 or 3 summers because we've been going to winding trails over the summer with the Fens. Like we meet the Fens there.
Yeah.
Right? And a couple other people there too. I see like the Couriers, see Jim there. Oh, yeah. See people there, Course Farm, Winding Trails, Farmington. It's like, see a lot of people. Sometimes you don't want to see them, but they have all these grills and you got to bring charcoal. And so, when we decide to cook there, instead of grilling out or ordering food into the trails, then you got to cook with charcoal. So. And
do you like it?
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's definitely an art to it. Like, I wouldn't say an art, but there's, you got to light them up, let them get hot.
It's very different.
You got to burn off that, that smell, the lighter fluid, smell, taste, like if you ever eaten something that's cooked over charcoals that haven't been burning long enough, you can taste
flavor.
Yeah. You can taste that like kerosene in the food, it's like a taste. Yeah. It's like a lighter fluid taste. It's
not into that.
No, neither am I. I want less chemicals in my food. Less GMOs.
I'm starving.
Dude, fire up that grill. Bro. Yeah, let's grill it up.
All right.
Luke,
we're cutting this one. My fucking show. Podcast number 2, episode 2 done. XXO, man. I thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me.